You force yourself to sit there until you come up with 20 answers, one after another. Now, the first few answers will come easily. The second few answers will become more difficult. But take the logical answer and then take the opposite of the logical answer. One could be get up early in the morning and get going earlier. The other could be get up later in the morning and get going later. Write the opposite and see what it looks like. Another could be a synthesis of the two. Get up earlier in the morning and prepare, and maybe start a little bit later, but have every single call prepared for and by confirmed appointment. In other words, how much more successful do you think you're going to be if you're generating hundreds of ideas a year and you're implementing one new idea a day to increase your income and your effectiveness? I guarantee you that this idea will just blow you away. As a matter of fact, by the second or third day that you've been generating ideas like this, you will have so many ideas and so many new ways to develop more business, you will not have enough time in the day to do it. I promise you that you try it for 3 days, you will be staggered at the quality of the ideas that come out of your mind. You just will not believe it. You cannot believe that you wrote that down. It's such an excellent idea. And all you need is one good idea that's a little bit newer. Marshall McLuhan once said that all you need is an idea that's 10% new to make $1 million. That's all it has to be, is 10% new. It doesn't have to be a major breakthrough. All of the great money-making ideas of today are not brand new products or services. They are merely marginal improvements on existing products that open up whole brand new markets. Isn't that true? And if you use this idea and use this regularly and develop 20 ideas a day, you will be astonished. You will become one of the most creative salespeople, and by extension, one of the most highly paid salespeople in your profession. And once you develop this knack of creativity and analysis, there is nowhere that you can't go, and there's no product that you can't sell successfully as long as you believe in it. We're now going to talk about approaching the prospect. We know that this is one of the areas where we have the greatest number of hang-ups. So I'd like to give you some key points in the initial approach. Once we've done our creative thinking, our creative analysis, we've identified our major competitive advantages, and now we have to go out and actually confront face-to-face or telephone call to telephone call a real live person who has never seen us before in our life. And your first contact with the prospect will begin the process which will or will not conclude with a sale. Therefore, every word of your approach or introduction must be planned in advance to accomplish the following. Number one, it must break the preoccupation of the prospect. Every single person, by the way, is preoccupied. We are completely involved in our own problems, our own world, our own health, our own family, our own business, our own bills. And there's a very good book that was written some years ago called Preoccupation Breaking. And what it simply said is this, is that unless you break the preoccupation of the prospect, you never get to first base in making a presentation. Many people start off their sales presentation while the other person is still on the phone, still signing checks, still shuffling papers, and their mind is 1,000 miles away. And your first job is to smash that preoccupation. And I like you to think of it in terms of throwing a brick through a plate glass window. Just think of going to crash through a plate glass window to get that preoccupation broken. Let me give you an example of one of the most successful preoccupation breaking approaches ever used. It was developed by a salesman at Corning Glass, the year that Corning Glass came out with safety glass. And he went out throughout the country and he became the top-selling salesman of safety glass for Corning Glass in North America. And at the National Sales Convention, he was given a big prize and an award, and they said, please tell us your secret. How is it that you sold so much more than everybody else? He said, it's very simple. He said, first of all, I got some pieces of safety glass cut into 6-inch by 6-inch pieces as samples, and I got a ball-peen hammer. And then I'd walk in on the prospect, and I'd say, you'd like to see a piece of glass that doesn't shatter? And the guy says, I don't believe it. I put the glass on the counter, and I go whack, and hit it, and he'd protect his eyes. He'd say, geez. And he'd look back down, and he'd say, holy smokes, that's incredible. And I'd say, how much would you like? And I'd pull out my order pad and start writing. Well, Corning Glass was so impressed with this that they bought all of their salespeople ball-peen hammers and sample sheets of glass and sent them out, and they sold glass by the carload.